back to building with the boys. We have now got Jack builds R2-D2. And as you can see, we've received this very lovely chrome head for R2-D2, which we will be doing shortly. We are building packs 51, 52, 53 and 54. Now, this is a bit of a weird one because there isn't a lot of building, but there's a lot of testing. So we do have to add some fascia to that dome with some of the blue panels to go on there.
Yeah.
And
we
then
have the helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a lot of chips and boards came with this one, so we can test the sensors to see if they're working.
Yeah.
We can test some of the electrics. We can test all kinds of things. So that's what we're going to be doing mainly in this one. Now we have got the next pack as well.
Yes.
So we've got 55 to 58 as well. Now, we're not going to do that because it is the hottest day of the year here in the UK, and I'm sweating out of my eyelids.
Same.
Yeah, it's gross. It's like Tatooine, if you will. 2 suns, and both of them just pounding down on us. So we're going to get this one done, and then we'll have to think about when we're going to do the next one, preferably when it's a little bit colder. So,
Oh, I'm already really hot.
oh, it's really hot. Oh, I like it hot, but that's too hot.
No, I
Sticky.
like it. I like it
Sticky
warm,
weather.
but it gets really like hot.
Yeah, sticky.
And I've got my t-shirt the wrong way around.
It's got a t-shirt the wrong way around. Is that a way to keep cool? Yeah, because you can use the tag to fan yourself ever so gently. Ever so gently. Anyway, we're going to get cracking with this one, and we are going to be starting with part 51, which is indeed the dome. Now, what I will say is, if you are building this, this does come with this polystyrene and this plastic.
So we would say keep it on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it all. Keep this.
So like.
There we go. So we have the polystyrene dome. That'll stop it from denting or getting banged about, and then you put that on, and it'll stop it from getting scratched.
In case you have a cat.
In case you have a cat that decides he wants to have a go at it, or somebody wants to get a little bit...
cat Ecto that sits on our...
So let's crack on with this. We're going to get this one done, and we'll have a look at it at the end. So this is the entirety of pack 51. There are no other parts that come with this.
No, it's just a dome.
But in part 50, we did receive this part, which we held out for here, and this is what we're going to be applying to this. Now, you have to locate which panel goes where. So what we're actually doing is we are, if you find this section of your helmet, this one here, the panel we're putting in is going here, and we're going to be working that way round. So flipping this one over, we'll roll it down, and what's going to happen, see the best way to film this, is we're going to apply a piece of 3M tape here and a piece of 3M tape here, and then this is going to attach in. Now, the tape is just to hold it in place. Eventually, when the skull goes in, there are screws that will hold this in place. So we're going to apply this tape, and then we'll show you what's fitting the panel. Okay, so you can see we put our 3M strips in. Now we've got to remove the backing from these 3M strips, and then that will leave us with just the exposed tape. Easier said than done. I think it's a tweezer job, Jack. Let's grab us some tweezers.
Sorry if you can't see most of it, but there's not really much to see.
There really isn't. We're just trying to get some backing paper up. There we go. So that's the first one off. I mean, the good news is this is very sticky, which is going to be good for holding this in place. Now we're going to try and take this one up as well.
Now you can see it quite well. Do you want me to try?
It's okay, we got it.
Oh, good.
There we go. So that's that one up. Now we're just we're just going to take this panel. We're going to drop that in. Let him go. Let him go. You can let him go. Okay. We're going to make sure the panel fits nice and flush. That we help with the tape. Okay. So there we have it. There we have our first piece of the fascia in. And there we go. And that is 51 complete. Bit of a strange one, this one. So this is what we get with part 52. We get this board here, which we're not going to be using. We're going to be bringing up our built leg, and there is a sensor inside the leg that stops R2-D2 from falling off of tables.
Dad?
Yes, Jack?
Guess what?
Guess what? What?
We need to fix it.
We do need to fix it, and that is what they've included in this one. because all we're actually going to be doing is there is a tiny piece in here. Now, the sensor on the bottom of this foot here doesn't protrude enough from the foot. So all this is going to do is we'll take this off, place it behind it, and it pushes it forwards. It's bizarre that this fault is still in this model when they could have phased it out by now.
I just can't believe, like, the design, it's been out for quite a while.
Years.
So, like, I can't believe they've still got that
They
wrong.
still include it as a piece. It's very strange. But they have...
Like just don't install that piece and just fix it while you can.
But that's what we're doing. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this foot off, we're going to take that out, we're going to pop this piece in, and that's it. We've got the bottom of the foot off. What we're going to do is we're going to unscrew this one screw here, and then we have, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, we've got this tiny sliver of plastic.
I can see it.
It's going to go underneath that and just push it forwards a little bit. That's it. So let's unscrew this, get that done, get the foot bottom put back on.
And
yeah,
because Dad is talking so fast, it's because it's
so hot.
So hot.
So hot. And that's back on. Now these just now protrude a little more from the bottom. That's all it is. It's just they go down a bit more. It
looks like that is just not changed at all.
It doesn't really look like it's made that huge difference, but it has. Apparently they were two embedded in. So that's that one done. Now let's move on to 53. This is what we get with pack 53. We get another board, some more wires, and we're going to be using the board that we got in the last one. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing some of the things that we've built. So we're going to test the lightsaber ejector mechanism. We're going to test this leg sensors as well to see if they do or don't work.
Wow,
we're hoping they do, but we know a lot of people have a problem with the sensors. There's a strong chance we might need a new sensor. So we've got this all wired up now for the test. Now we did do a test and it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't move. So we freaked out. We panicked. But what had happened is when we built this, somehow the gear had come away from the thing. So we've had to take that apart, put the gear back in place, and now it works fine. So we've got the lightsaber in there. So if we press this button, what should happen is the lightsaber ejects. So if we move that one out of the way. So we've got a working lightsaber ejector mechanism, and happy with that.
Yep.
Next thing we can do is test the leg sensors. Okay, so, and the only way I can really show you this, we've got our legs set up. So if we block the sensor, the blue light will come on. There we go. And now we can see our shoulder light is working. I'm just blocking it with everything. There we go. So we block. So that's working. So that's where we need to be. Finally. Okay, then finally we're going to check the bottom sensor. Now you see that green light's on. If he goes over the edge, that green light should come off. This stops him from falling downstairs and off tables. And there we go. So that's working perfectly. That's exactly where we need it to be. Happy with that. So that is stage 53 complete. This is everything you get in stage 54. Now we've got a piece for the ankle and we've got 3 more pieces for the fascia. Now Jack is absent because it's just too hot in here, and he said, Dad, you got to take care of it because I can't do it. So that's fine. I'm going to do this one part for Jack. Normally Jack does all of this, but this is fine. I'll do this one for Jack, but he's doing the rest. So let's get this done. It's very much the same again. What we're doing this time is putting 3 panels into here. Now there isn't 3 individual pieces of tape. There's one long strip of tape that's going to go on the inside of here, and one that's going on the inside of here. And we can put these 3 fascias in place. So we get that done and we'll take a look at it. It's 3 panels in. Nice and simple, but it's really starting to get some colour now and starting to look a lot more like R2-D2. Next we're going to attach this piece to the ankle, locking the wheel in place. The wheel we made with the last issue. We've attached that and the bearing on there, and now we are going to take this part here and bearings. We're going to slot the bearing over there like so, and then this panel here is going to fit in this way. I'm going to screw that in place with 4 of the small silver screws. That's complete. That's that wheel now locked in. Running nice and smooth. Happy. And that is all we have for this stage. I'm going to bring the very, very hot Jack up and we'll do a bit of a wrap up. So that's that one complete. Now, we are Jackless still because I couldn't convince him to come to our very hot room and finish up the video, but that's okay. It's a weird one, that one, because it is quite detailed. I mean, if you're going to have problems, this is where you're going to find out you've got problems. If you've wired everything correctly, you shouldn't have an issue. We had a very minor issue with the shoulder sensor. because of how the shoulder sensor sits in. If it was, because it was slightly off, that rubber as you press it in can kind of make it a bit skewed. So it wasn't working at first, but then just an adjustment, it works fine now. Same with the lightsaber tube. So if you get to this stage and you're pressing the buttons, these things aren't working, just have a look at everything. Make sure it's all where it should be, and if it needs adjusting, adjust it accordingly. And it all works fine. It all works fine. So a weird one, but an important one, because there's not a lot of build. We haven't added much to this. I mean, with the exception of some fascia pieces to the dome and applying that one leg cover. Actual build and adding to R2, not so much. That does change with the next pack though, because with the next pack we are cracking on with that leg and pretty much finishing it off. We do have that. We've got that one ready to do, so that will be out this week as well. And then we've also been told that the pack after that has been shipped as well. So potentially we've got a very Star Wars week of 3 R2-D2s in this week. But we will get those built. We will get those done, and we'll have them up, because it's really starting to come together now. And we are coming to the end of this second leg, and that means that there's only one place for us to go, and that's onto the body. So we're adding more fascia to the head. At some point soon, we're going to start adding the electrics to the skull part, and then the skull is going to be added to that, and then we will have the frame, and that's where we're going. We're due to finish this one in around about February, March of next year. So there's still a long way to go on it, because again, we don't have a body. We've got one complete leg is what we have at this point. We've got one complete leg. The skull is pretty much built. There's a frame to go in the bottom of it, and we're working on the actual dome at the moment. So we've got about 3 months of dome, I think, in total. Well, I say 3 months of dome, 3 sets of dome. We're going to be pretty much dome done by the end of this week, potentially. And then we're going to move on to the body. So with the body, we have to make the fascia pieces go in the side of him, the outside, the armour, if you will. We have to make the arms that come out of him, because believe it or not, R2-D2 does have arms. We have to make the frame, the structure, the battery box has got to go in there. We've got to put all the wiring in. The main board has got to go in there. There's a lot to do, a hell of a lot to do, and it's going to become a lot more kind of involved at this point. And we still have to finish off the leg. So I have got those pieces. They're mainly big fascia pieces for the leg. We do have to wire the leg like we did the last time as well, of measuring the wires to make sure that there's enough wiggle room for them. But it's looking good. I promise you Jack will be back for the next one. But that is it. So that is 51 to 54 complete. The next one we're doing is 55 to 58. And that will be on the channel either tomorrow or Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. If you've enjoyed that, please give us a thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us massively. And we love having you here. We really do. And we love hearing from all your comments and suggestions. And we also like seeing your builds as well. So if you have pictures or anything like you'd like to send us, you can send us anything to buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. And we'd love to hear from you. We really would. So thanks for stopping by. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And we will see you on the next one.